try to take a knowledge test based on what you've seen so far. Um, all right, so okay, a new project has several resources that need to be administered together. Which of the following would be a good solution? Would it be Azure templates, Azure resource groups, or Azure subscriptions? So from my understanding, um, we are talking about resources and grouping them together, right? So based on that in itself, I think what comes to my mind would be resource groups, because resource groups is a logical collection of resources, right? It's an organization of resources in a resource group. Templates are used for provisioning something. It's a declarative in a declarative style, and subscriptions is uh, it's just the entire thing, right? So that's why that's my reasoning for going with resource groups. Which of the following situations would be a good example of when to use a resource lock? And remember that a resource lock is something that you use to prevent modification or deletion, accidental deletion of resources within a resource group. It could be resources, it could be a resource group, or it could be a subscription. So let's look at it. It's express route circuit with connectivity back to the on-premise network, or a non-production virtual machine used to test occasional builds, or a storage account used to temporarily store images processed in a development environment. So option B and C are non-production, right? Are used for development. So it's not something that even if it gets deleted, it doesn't matter, right? Or even if it gets removed or modified, it doesn't matter because it's non-production. But an express route is something that is pretty important, and it's and we can see what it is in a moment. Uh, but it's express route ms. All right. Alright, so and let's just briefly go through it. So Express Route lets you extend your on-premises network into Microsoft Cloud over a private connection with the help of a connectivity provider. With Express Route, you can establish connections to Microsoft Cloud services such as Microsoft Azure and 365. So you have a private connection between your on-prem, right, to into the Microsoft Cloud. It's private, right? So you have customers network partner, Microsoft Edge. So this is obviously really important, right? So you don't want it to get deleted, modified, or have to do anything with that. So that's the reason you're going with express route. And which of the following features doesn't apply to resource groups? Resources be in can be in only one group. That is correct. So it applies. Role-based access control can be applied to a resource group. Yes. Resource groups can be nested. No, resource groups cannot be nested. Let's check the answers. Alright, looks like we are through. And here's a summary of what we have learned in this section or in this module, that Azure Resource Manager is a deployment and management service for Azure. It provides a management layer that enables you to create, update, and delete resources in your Azure account. And you use management features like access control, logs, and tags to secure and organize your resources after deployment. Alright, so now we should be able to identify the features and usage cases for Azure Resource Manager, describe each Azure Resource Manager component and its usage, organize your Azure resources with resource groups, apply Azure Manager resource logs, resource manager logs, and move Azure resources between groups, subscriptions, and regions, remove resources and resource groups, apply and track resource limits. Alright, so there's links for further study, and alright, so I think that we have in our list of prerequisites. Alright, so I think we have completed the first two modules. So in the next video, we will be going through the items for configuring resources with Azure Resource Manager templates. So until then, see you next time.